Hello lovelies, and welcome to this amazing new video. I did it. I got back in the middle of the week, in the middle of the festival of Sukkot, and I promised you guys I would do a tickle tutorial midweek, and I have not let you down. I finally got in front of the camera, and I've just created this little fun thing with a white scarf. It's probably familiar to some of you who have been here before. Hi, welcome back. And I've matched it up with this beautiful olive green, or probably even a bit of a bottle green shade of a pashmina-like scarf. So you've seen them before, and I'll be talking a little bit more about that. And I hope that for those of you who are celebrating, having an amazing festival, although things might be a little bit different this year, it's still amazing and meaningful. And for those of you who aren't celebrating, I hope that things are going really well anyway. You're not letting things around the world get you down, and you're still staying your absolute wonderful self. So please stick around and watch me put this wonderful thing together. I've mixed a couple of different techniques in order to create this, and I'll talk to you about what brought me to combine these particular scarves in this particular look. Stick around. So one thing I didn't mention is that you've seen the scarf a few times, and I'm on a bit of a trend at the moment, especially on Instagram, about how that is. So basically my whole mantra at the moment is that just because you don't have something new, it doesn't mean something you already have can't be new again or can't be used in a new way, so forth and so on. So I'm really, I guess, keen to show you guys that the one scarf can reappear, you know, endlessly, weekly, let's say, in your appearance, in your routine, in your whatever wardrobe, and still be okay. You know, some women really do feel like they just need something new all the time, or, you know, it's fine if you can do that, more power to you, but that's not my situation. It really never has been. Even when I could afford to splurge on myself, I never really did that. I just find that it's more fun to create something new from something old, especially when it's your own thing and you really love it. So lots of memories and lots of nostalgia already, and yet you're creating new and exciting things with it. To start off with, I've got this beautiful green, very, very thin pashmina that I actually bought in a really funny way. I think it cost me $5. I was wearing a green sort of, I think they're called tunics, like a long top, or could be considered a short dress if that's what you're into. And I was really sort of feeling like I didn't have any accessories for it at all. Green is a color I absolutely love. I wear it in my makeup a lot, but I don't have, or didn't have, I should say, any green accessories at the time. I do own a set of malachite earrings, ring and mention pendant, which I collected over several occasions, and that's about it. Love the color. It really speaks to me, but just never seem to be able to get the right shade in clothing. So over the last whatever amount of years, I've acquired a kind of khaki green skirt. I've acquired that dress, which actually Mum just randomly bought on the internet because she's really awesome like that. And yeah, so I don't really have much. So I'm really excited. I was really excited to accidentally find this on my lunch break, which I never even get a lunch break, and I happened to have, you know, 20 minutes free. So I went to myself for a bit of a walk. It was lovely weather. I just saw it, you know, saw that they had scarves, walked in, and this one just absolutely spoke to me. It's really subtle, but it's got a gorgeous print on it. Look at that. And it is that pashmina fabric, but it's really thin and translucent, which is really unusual. So absolutely beautiful. At the moment in Melbourne, it's a bit chilly and a bit windy and a bit hay fevery and all that sort of stuff. So something nice and soft like this is absolutely perfect. So I've just crossed it over at the back, no ties yet. I'm actually going to take a strange thing. I'm going to take the opening up side up like this. So that's the open side, that's the folded side down the bottom, and just like that, let it hang. Okay, bring it over. And when you gather it, you're kind of gathering from the bottom. And look what it does. Look at these beautiful pleats. And I might just tie it off to the side. That I do a lot, because I don't really like if I tie it in the middle how it looks on me. But you absolutely can do that if you like. And you should have almost even tails here. Now with this one, I've actually got it completely open. Just make sure that it's all flat, like you've got, you know, potentially like this. How awesome is this scarf? Honestly, like, the reason it keeps making a reappearance is just look at it. Look at these colors. Oh, anyway, enough sidetracking. I'm going to bring one of the edges, if I can find it, right up against where I've just folded. And at the back, I just want it to come a little bit lower than all this business, and that's just because it's nice and really nice scarf, so I want it to be the main feature at the back. So I gathered it all up. I'm going to pull it nice and tight, be very sturdy with it. I've got it pretty evenly now. And just let the fabric gather as it wants to. We'll fix it in a minute. Just make sure that it's nice and pretty with the creases there. and same thing on the other side. And then we're just going to put a knot in right on where the other knot was. Okay, and then tighten it right behind. So we've got this double knot situation. We've got this beautiful white covering, but you still have this gorgeous green underneath. Some women I've seen do this sort of beginning part of the scarf, do put the two scarves on first, then bring one up, bring the other one up. But then what happens is this part, this sort of part that we brought up of the green, ends up on top of the white. Don't want that. I want the green completely buried. I want the white on top. So that's the difference there. Okay, I'm going to take these two, go for a couple of twists only, not too many, and I want this one to end up on top. So that's enough. So on top, I'm going to pull it back, just put it away for a minute. Same thing here, a couple of twists only, and that one's on top. Where'd you go? I'm just going to tie them off at the back, sitting on top of where both those scarves have now folded. Okay, that's going to be where it ends up, so I'm just going to do a bit of a vertical situation there. Okay, nice and pretty tail at the back. So you're probably thinking, why on earth would you leave that out? Well, I didn't really want too much twisting happening all through the back there. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to just tuck this in. I've actually got a nice bit of fabric here I can hide it in. So I've just taken this part of the twist here. I'm just going to fold it into itself, nice and long. So not bunched up in one spot so you get a lump, the contusion. Instead, just spreading it out nice and thin and flat, and then letting the creases that we worked so hard on conceal all that lumpage. Not too wide at all, and you still got this beautiful pattern showing. You can see it there in the light much better. And then the same thing here, but maybe we'll just go a bit more flat with it, so like that. So it was a bit bunched up, so I'm just trying to flatten it out a little bit like this. I might just go underneath with this one because there's a bit more left over this time. So I'm just going to get my finger under there. Okay, lift it up slightly. You don't want to lift it up too much because it might move. I do have a non-slip headband on though today because I've got a bit more experience with this scarf because it is one in my collection already. So I know that it may slip. Okay. The other thing you guys who have come back a few times might notice is I've actually sat it really, really far forward, and that's not usually my deal. That's not what I normally do. So what I want to do now, it's actually, I'm not actually moving the whole scarf. All I did was take this bit of fabric and just with my fingers, just right above there, push it into itself and just go around the perimeter and push it, push it, push it. Get it off my ears a bit. Oh, gone red, it's so warm. Okay, because we've done the whole area like that, it'll probably just stay nice and, yep, it's nice and tugged there. Beautiful. Look at this, guys. Oh, lovelies, how absolutely stunning. It's just a fun color combination. It's very Sultan-like kind of design. I really love it. So I'm just playing with this bit here because you can change it even more depending on how this thing lies. So I actually prefer it out to the side. Being white, it stands out a lot. I don't want this big white crest. So I'm going to just bring the dark colors forward first of all. There we go. And just out to the side a bit more. There we go. Make sure it's not moving anywhere. Look how beautiful that olive green twist comes together with this olive green. Just gorgeous. I'm really fond of my little creation. And all I had prepared, and I think a lot of women wonder how much sort of preparation goes into this. All that I'd prepared is I knew how to tie that first section, and I knew how to combine that with a different type of tickle, which is the twisty part. So I have created tickles where you tied at the front and twist it, and I have created other tickles where you bring you do 2 steps of one scarf before you introduce the next 2 steps of the other scarf. So those 2 techniques, and then the rest can be predictable. So again, you just recreate things, you borrow old, you mix it with the new, and it creates a whole other thing. And yeah, love it. So what I did today is I used my Pupa olive pencil pretty much exclusively there. So what I've done is lined everything, and then gone and given it a good smudge, and then gone over it again for definition. And underneath I have got a little bit of my Pixie Rock and the Agave, and I've got a little bit of, what's that one? Joshua Tree, just above the crease. So it's given it a nice little base to sit on. Really, really simple. Taking a fluffy brush, just really sort of little rolly motions into the outer V. Then you take the Joshua Tree, the beige, and you just diffuse it out a little bit. I like a beige to diffuse. If you're fairer, you might want to use a bit of a lighter color. It is a pretty sort of yellowy toned kind of color. And then in the middle, just smash on, literally just pat on the Pixie Rock. And that's all I've done. Because the pencil has a slightly glittery quality to it, that's all I needed. So when I put the pencil on, I just sort of smudged it with the agave and then reapplied for definition. So simple and so pretty. I just love simple, and I love taking something that is so comfortable and so familiar and making something completely different out of it. And it hasn't lost its interest, it hasn't lost its appeal, and yet it's still comfy, familiar and nostalgic. So loving that. So that's how it ties back into the festival of Sukkot, which this year of course is different, like all the high holidays, but something about Sukkot has this authenticity that is very, very unique to Sukkot, because I mean, there's a lot of traditions that are like this, I guess, but you know that you and everybody else is doing the same thing somewhere around the world. You're experiencing completely different weather. I mean, we're here in Melbourne and suffering with hay fever because it's windy and it got suddenly hot and suddenly cold, all that sort of stuff. Overseas, it might be snowing somewhere, it might be hot and stinky somewhere. You know, it's all amazing, and we're all doing the same thing, and we've been doing the same thing in the same kind of tabernacle for centuries. So I just love that. I just love the tradition of it. You know, I feel the same way when, you know, I'll serve a dish that grandma serves, you know, so I think, oh, you know, the only reason I do it this way is because grandma does it this way, and it's got that sort of warmth and fuzzy and familiar thing about it. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm feeling at the moment. I guess this whole lockdown makes you do things like that, makes you kind of go back to your roots, because, you know, that's what you have at the end of the day. Alright, my lovelies, I hope you loved this look. Please hit the like if you did. Head over to Instagram. I have gone crazy, I think, officially, and I made a reel because Instagram Reels is what a 34-year-old mother of 2 that has a million jobs should be doing. I'm not 15, I promise. But you know, I don't know, it looked like fun, and it was really, really scary to do something that all these amazing, talented kids are doing. But hey, it worked out. I'm pretty happy with it, and yeah, you might be seeing a bit more of them because I figured out how to do it now. So we'll see how that goes. No promises here. Little update on the kitchen while we're having a bit of a chat here today. Lots and lots and lots of things going on. I'm trying to keep a bit of a documentary kind of thing going on, and, you know, trying to record the different steps so I can eventually share it with you. But at the moment, things are a bit more of a standstill than I initially thought. Things are taking a little bit longer. So, you know, introducing you guys to that world is on its way, but it just needs to be ready first. So I haven't forgotten. I'm still going to definitely bring you guys into the kitchen, so to speak, but it just needs to be a, you know, more complete kind of picture before I'm going to be sharing it on this platform. If you haven't already subscribed, you know what to do. Go ahead and press the big red inviting button, turn it grey. Grey is your friend. Make sure that you are getting notified, especially this time of year when things are a little bit crazy and, you know, we're not exactly able to keep a regular schedule because of all the things going on. So until it goes back to the regular uploads, I would highly recommend to definitely subscribe. And if you feel like you really don't want to miss out, notification bell, that's what it's there for. I'm not a monetized channel. We're way too tiny here. So it's just for the convenience of it. And I guess one day if it does grow, then for that too. So yeah, so I hope that everyone is staying well and cheerful, and things are happy and familiar and nostalgic for you guys too, and you know, you're feeling safe, you're feeling happy, and you're keeping healthy, and I will see you on the next one next week. Bye.